What is packing with you, YouTube? This is your man, King Howie, back with another video. Now, while the whole world is being distracted with this whole Jesse Smollett incident, the conflict with him and his alternative lifestyle has got the whole world into frenzy. And while the world is being blindsided with the whole Colin Kaepernick situation and his settlement with the NFL and the collusion case that was ongoing is now over for an undisclosed amount of money that Colin Kaepernick has accepted. The Packers were having a press conference with the new hired coaches that Matt LaFleur has assembled to bring this team back to the glory it deserves to be at, the Green Bay Packers. He said a lot of interesting things about this team and the guys that he's bringing in, the organization. And his first thing is that you have to win with people in order to win with this team. And I think the group of guys that he's going to surround this team with is going to be very beneficial for the win column. Of course, Mike Pettin, the defensive coordinator, is back. And Matt LaFleur stressed about the progress on that side of the ball rather than things starting over again. He would rather oh my God, my phone's dying. He would rather the defense continue to improve and get better. So I think it was a good idea keeping Mike Pettin with this team. You could, like I said, man, the Packers already knew Mike McCarthy was going to get fired. And Mike Pettin pretty much had a free year just to, see what he need, see who he's going to get rid of, and see who he's going to keep. Of course, Matt LaFleur stressed that he will be calling the offensive plays this year. He's going to be the play caller. It's going to be up to Getsy and Aaron Rodgers to make it work. So, of course, Luke and Aaron Rodgers are going to have to be on the same page with Matt LaFleur for this thing to connect and lead to W's, lead to wins, lead to, great plays, great games. Of course, Matt LaFleur is really stressing on running the ball. If you go back to where he coached with the Titans, can't forget about Derrick Henry having those games where he broke out for over 200 yards. I think he ran for like 400 yards in like 2 weeks or something like that. I'm not sure, but he had some pretty good games. Nathaniel Hackett, he really stressed about running the ball as well too. They're going to implement a lot of run scheme for the Green Bay Packers, and with Aaron Jones and Jamal. Because remember, the Green Bay Packers was one of the teams that didn't run the ball that much. I think we only had like 333 carries, as a team. You know what I'm saying? That's not just with, one consistent running back doing that. We don't have no Zeke Elliott's or no we don't have no Zeke Elliott's or no Leonard Fournette's. We don't got those kind of backs. We I mean we do. We could make those guys those kind of backs, but you know, we got Aaron Rodgers. And what's really weird about that is a lot of the passes that Aaron Rodgers threw out of bounds, those could have been run plays. It could have been run plays, man. But I think that's another reason why Matt LaFleur and Nathaniel Hackett are really stressing on running the ball because, when a quarterback is throwing a ball out of bounds, you're not gaining no yards, you're just wasting the down. So I think they kind of want to cut back on wasting downs with Aaron Rodgers, which I think is a good idea. Of course, Luke Gatsby was there when Aaron Rodgers had his old quarterbacks coach, Van Pelt. So he's familiar with Aaron Rodgers. He knows Aaron Rodgers' tendencies and things of that nature. Nathaniel Hackett also mentioned in the press conference that looking at the film from last year, well, actually the last few previous years, and I think that Nathaniel Hackett might have some kind of relationship with Mike McCarthy. But he said, looking at the last few years of Mike McCarthy's play calling, he said it was like the plays were from the Bill Walsh era, like the part of the West Coast offense that's non-existent no more in the NFL. That nobody's even calling calling those old school plays. Like when he said that, I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, everybody is doing the fucking Philly special except the Green Bay Packers. And it's fact. Fact. Facts. Of course, Luke will be very critical of Aaron Rodgers to bring the best out of him. Um, they're going to be in the meeting rooms, trying to make this thing work. So we definitely need that. We definitely need that to come together. We need Matt LaFleur, Luke Gaskey, and Aaron Rodgers on the same page when it comes to executing these plays that's going to be called by Matt LaFleur. Another thing too in the press conference, besides the offense and the defense, they talked about the coaching staff that is surrounding the team is very, 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 very excited about taking on this opportunity of coaching one of the most historic franchises in NFL history and bringing them back to prominent dominance that this team used to be at, you know, um, when this whole thing started with the NFL. Uh, you could just sense, the urgency, the excitement, the anxiousness of just trying to get. I love the coaching staff that we have. They also kept, the train that kept for the training staff members from the Mike McCarthy uh, coaching staff. The special teams coach came out and spoke about Sean McNig. I don't know how you say his last name, McNigna. I think that's how you say it. Sean McNigna. He came out and we fired Ron Zook. Thank God. he came out and explained that, the special teams has to be better, man. We have to get the right guys and get them trained up. Um, we need to start returning the ball. We need kickoff return touchdowns. We need punt return touchdowns. We need guys to put the ball in, good spots on the field. You know what I'm saying? Make it easier for the offense to score. You know what I'm saying? We need that kind of coach, special teams coach that's gonna, put fear in other teams. Like, oh, okay, this special teams unit is pretty good. We need all three phases of football to be clicking. Um, the enthusiasm with the way all the coaches came out to the podium, it just looked like it. They felt comfortable. Every coach that came out felt real comfortable. It didn't look they didn't look stressed out. They didn't look. It just looked like it looks like they have a game plan that's slowly coming together for the 2019 season, and it seems like um, everybody is on board. Um, it seems like everybody, all hands are on deck to not have a season like we had the past 2 years. Health is going to be one of the biggest issues coming into 2019 with this team. The injury bug just always seems to plague the Green Bay Packers. I can say we are probably considered one of the most injured teams in the NFL year to year to year. Injuries happens, but it just seems like the Green Bay Packers just struggle with that. And then, with the injuries piling on, you know, depth with, as certain positions become an issue. But as of right now, this is all talk. This is all talk. These guys are going to come out into the press conference and say the things that you want to hear as a fan. I do agree with Matt LaFleur that the coaches, trainers are going to have to come into the building every day, every week, every month with energy. They're going to have to build an atmosphere of energy with this team. And you can see the lack of energy um, game from game with this team. We'll come out hot and heavy the first half, then the second half, the energy's gone. We'll be hot for, the first quarter, then the second quarter with the offense, the energy is just gone. And Jeff Janis pointed out that Aaron Rodgers was part of the problem for the offense lacking energy at certain point of times in the game due to the play calling that Mike McCarthy was calling in the helmet. Jeff Janis said, it was frustrating being in a huddle with Aaron Rodgers because he would hear the play call and then you could just see it in his face that he didn't like the play call, and then it just bums you out as a receiver because now it's like, damn, if he ain't feeling the play call, should I even want to run this damn route? So Aaron Rodgers has to do a better has to do a better job by leading by example. And I think Matt LaFleur said the right thing by stating that they have to come into the meetings and the practice field with high energy. And I think by Matt LaFleur doing his homework, which Mark Murphy stated when he had the interview with Matt LaFleur, that this guy was prepared. And by Matt LaFleur doing his homework and seeing that on the field, watching game film, just seeing the energy of the team, either upbeat or lacking thereof, you can't win football games like that. You just can't. And I hope he stresses that enough, the importance of going out there with energy. And you can see it from time to time watching this team this past season, that some games they just just let the team, just especially the Patriot game. It was just like, oh, it's Tom Brady. Oh, Aaron Rodgers ain't being Aaron Rodgers today. Whatever. Go ahead, Tom. Do what you got to do. Like I said, the main thing that the Packers are trying to implement going into the 2019 season is running the damn football. The running backs coach, he's excited about the group of guys he got at that position. And they are really trying to implement that in the game plan next season. Because you do have Matt LaFleur, who likes to run the ball, and Nathaniel Hackett, who likes to run the ball. So, Mike McCarthy will always say that, got to run the ball. But we know about Mike McCarthy. He wasn't practicing on running back drills at practice. So hopefully that can provide some energy to the offense by getting the running backs going early and, having them be successful early, which will in turn make it easier on Aaron Rodgers. But in order to have a successful running game, you gotta fix the O-line, guys. You gotta stop drafting tackles and trying to make them guards. Can you stop doing that first? If you need a guard, get a guard. Don't get a tackle and then try to change them into being a guard. That's another thing with the Green Bay Packers. They like to have all these guys, high-bred players that could play multiple positions on the field. No, get the guys that know how to do their job at the position that they know how to do their job at. Y'all did that shit with Clay Matthews, and now look at them. Having them play out of position. It doesn't work. So hopefully Matt LaFleur can really get that shit up out of here. Get that shit up out of here, please. But with all of the changes going on with trainers, coaches, and new staff members, and like I said, whenever a new coach comes into the picture with a team, they bring the people that they want to be there. So it was a great I wouldn't say great. It was a good press conference. I liked what I heard. I like this. I like seeing all the coaches come up there and say what their expectations are and what they're trying to implement as far as making his team better. Oh, and we do have Dick Butkus' nephew. He's just been hired to the offensive line staff. So that should be even more knowledge right there to help out the offensive line, which I like. So with that accusation right there, bringing in Dick Butkus' nephew, that lets me know right there that the Packers are really going to try to fix this offensive line so we could keep our $134 million quarterback injury-free, concussion-free. We're not going to put him out there with walk-on linemen and practice squad linemen again. We can't do that anymore, fellas. That's why we need an owner. But anyway, man, if you want to see the interview with, the coaching staff, you can always go on, get the Packers app on Play Store or iTunes. And hear what they have to say, and you could take their word for whatever game plan they trying to bring in next year. Like I said, it feels like this coaching staff is gonna work well with each other. Like I said, these guys have to come together as a collective group of sharp young minds, and bring the best out of the 53 men that are going to be on this team in the upcoming season. And it's all going to have to take teamwork. So, with that being said, man, this is your man, King Howie. Can I get a huge Go Pack Go? And I am out.